Cincinnati, what's up?
Yes, sir.
Hustle for Change business seminar is going down November 6th. We're going to be out there bringing that $1 million worth of game.
Sorry,
you know
guys,
what
we're having difficulties.
I'm bringing this net right here.
Cincinnati.
Give me a quick second, guys. Difficulty. Let's stop screen share. Luckily, nobody's on here yet, but it is being recorded. All right. Add us on here one more time. Let's do this one more time. Share. We should be good to go. Let me remove one of these. I'm sorry. Remove. Try it one more time. My screen is not sharing like it's supposed to do. Okay, it is supposed to share. We're just gonna play and see how that works. You know what? I'm not even gonna waste that much time. I'm about to just bring everybody on here, and we'll get that together next time. Like they're all set, don't want to play. I'm not about to take too much time. All right, y'all. So that was a different type of intro. I had something great signed up for you guys. I'm gonna try to get it when we have our break moment to get the screen share together. But I don't know what happened. But thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Hustle and Motivate. I am here with another panel of amazing business owners, and I'm just excited about our conversation tonight. I'm excited about what we'll be talking about tonight. And it still doesn't want to play. So I'm just about to remove this. All right. So let's go through, I guess from the top, starting with Tonia, Montrey, Natasha, and Lee. Let's go through and just introduce yourselves. Tell everybody who you are, what your business is, and we'll get into the conversation.
Thank you, Ms. Aziza. My name is Tonia Taylor. My company's name is Confident Strides. And I'm a podcast host and I'm a meetup pro. So I help people share their message in the world and really hone their primary message to figure out how to target their main audience.
That sounds super amazing. So Montrey.
How y'all doing? My name is Montrey. I'm a licensed real estate agent in the state of Kentucky. And I'm also CEO of Feeling Rich Clothing, one of the top clothing lines in Kentucky. I forgot what else I was supposed to say. But I appreciate y'all having me on here for sure. Definitely, happy I can be a part of this. Lee, I'm trying to get my screen like yours because my other, like right here, I'm good. Y'all don't need to see all that. I'm in my
The cell phone vertical. That's it. Just the vertical cell phone, man. You know what
I mean? Thank you, sis, for having me, Aziza. My name is Natasha Andrews. I am a salon business owner. I own Creative Culture, Nails, and Makeup. And I've been an entrepreneur for about 10 years now, as well as a licensed cosmetologist. So thank you for having me, and hi, everybody.
Hey, that's beautiful. My name is Lee Watkins. I am the CEO of Mobile Black Wall Street, where the mission is to grow, stimulate, and strengthen the Black economy. We're virtually a business/socioeconomic development firm that has an events arm. We work with small businesses, large businesses, corporate businesses, and we're working on government contracts as well, making sure to use Black business to help be a part of the solution to fix Black economic needs. So, yes. Mobile Black Wall Street, yes.
That's what's up.
Yeah. I get excited. Like you probably can tell. Like I actually worked for maybe 10 minutes before all of this transpired to make sure I can condense this. Because if I start talking about it, it's like I get excited. I just want to talk everybody's head off about it because I get pumped up about this stuff. So yes, that's my
So now
if I tone it down. Yeah.
Well, I'm super excited to have everybody a part of this podcast. Again, I'm Aziza Nubia, and you guys know we're here getting ready for the Hustle for Change business seminar. Which is why we're doing the Hustle and Motivate podcast to get you guys a little taste of what you can get at Hustle for Change. We're bringing entrepreneurs together. We're having platforms. We're talking about business, just not how you can make the bag, but how do you maintain the bag? How do you get the bag, maintain it, grow it, scale it, all that good stuff. And we get to share our personal experiences of how it is navigating through business, because there's not a blueprint. And if there was a blueprint, we probably won't come through the pitfalls and challenges and mistakes that we have, but all that makes us the entrepreneurs that we are. So I'm super excited to have you all on here tonight. My topic for tonight was navigating from business owner to CEO. And the reason why I chose that topic is because, one, there's a big difference from just being a small business owner when you just got yourself and you're just managing yourself, but then when you have to grow to managing employees and, you know, all this paychecks and all this other kind of stuff, it just turns into like just a whole nother world. And it's a process to that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not sure if any of you guys are at that level. I kind of tried to pick my crew for this conversation. I was like, okay, this may be a good conversation, but I really just want to talk about the first thing is what inspired you to get into the business that you're into. And we, you know, everybody can take turns sharing that information, just so everybody can get a reason why you chose to be an entrepreneur.
Okay, so I can go first.
Okay.
I've kind of been an entrepreneur my entire life. My uncles, a lot of my family, they've always stressed of make your own money, be in control of as many streams of income as you can. They ain't always been the legal streams of income that they was talking about. But once I grew up a little bit, went to college and started realizing you can use some of the same skills and some of the same attributes in that world to help you navigate through everything else. So I started off doing entertainment, marketing. That was my major. They asked me to come to the brokerage, Infinite Homes Realty, who I'm with now. They started me out as just a marketing and doing the PR, the director. And once I just started learning about everything that they had going on, all the money they was making, how I was helping build generational wealth, how I was helping to break generational curses, how I was helping to create foundations for families, and so on and so on. I'm like, man, I need to be a part of this. So I had management experience. I was working 60, 70 hours a week and was barely in the green. So it was a lot going on. And once I just, I ain't the smartest person in the world, but I know if I can make a lot more money and get a lot more of my time back, I'm gonna go that route. So that's kind of the main reason.
Okay. Anybody else? What got you guys into business? What inspired you to become a business owner?
Well, okay. Well, you want to talk?
No. I'm chivalrous, man. I'm chilling.
Okay. So what inspired me to be an entrepreneur, for the most part, was just seeing how my parents struggled, like working 9 to 5s. I mean, not all the time. My dad was sort of doing illegal things too. But at the time, my mom, just seeing her struggle a lot, doing really like crappy jobs, dead end jobs, and me myself working jobs that really didn't make any sense, or wanting to not necessarily follow rules, but just I felt like a 9 to 5 was never really my style. I was more of a creative. I wanted to kind of do my own thing, and being a mom too. Like being an entrepreneur is just, it works for me. Like I was just having this conversation with my friend. Like, do you know if I was working a 9 to 5, I probably would be fired by now, because my kids require so much of me. Hence why I hopped on exactly at 8 o'clock. You have to get your kids, you have to cook and clean. So being an entrepreneur and owning a salon with a team definitely helps me to earn the income that I want to be the creative that I want to be, and take care of my children. Now, as easy as that sounds, it is not easy. And I'm like, I don't know why I always choose the hard routes. Entrepreneurship is a hard route. It's a fulfilling route. It's a gratifying route. It's compelling. It's exciting. It's stressful. It's frustrating. It's exhilarating. It's beautiful.
It's creation, pretty much.
It's creation. You have the power to co-create your reality. And I need that power. Like, I need that power to do that.
Yes.
So, yeah.
That sounds awesome. Okay, Lee, Tonya.
Go ahead.
I mean,
Go
I'm
ahead.
chilling.
Go
We can
ahead.
paper, rock,
Go ahead.
scissors. We gonna paper, rock, scissors?
I'm a pod.
playing.
No, I listen.
Mobile Black Wall Street. So I go over this story pretty openly. I like to be an open book about my life. About 5 years ago in November 28th, I was actually shot in my chest 2 inches from my heart, ricocheted off my sternum. I almost never met my firstborn son. Reason why was because I was in the streets. And don't get me wrong, I was working some part-time jobs at the same time, but it was really just supplementary to what I was really doing. And ultimately, you know what? I actually got to take it back a little bit further to bring this all the way home. But after that, you know, you experience PTSD and things like that, and then eventually, I found out how to become present, right? And in becoming present, I started actually, you know, digging into myself and figuring out things and thinking about where things came from, what kind of thought habits or patterns I was harboring from earlier times in my life, right? And eventually I realized a memory came back to my head where pretty much my dad, you know, I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio, but there was a time where there was this K&G in Tri-County, and long story short, we would practice on visitation, like hand to hand for like 15 minutes in the car, doing hand to hands with cocaine, right? And we practicing, and then the guy comes out, and then he has me run over there, do the hand to hand, jump back in the car. I jump back in the car. He took me around the corner to Dave and Buster's, you know. So just realizing what kind of emotional effects that has on a child, right? That wants to just be around his dad. So then I'm looking like, and for a while I was upset with him, and then I had to realize that he was just teaching me what he was teaching me out of survival. You know, he thought he was arming me with what it took to make sure that I can get, you know, what I needed to have in order to live life, you know, and that was the method that he knew. Now, after I realized that, you know, and I realized I couldn't blame him, but that the issue was more of a survival mode mindset that comes with not knowing, right? So that's what Mobile Black Wall Street is really, really about, being able to supply resources, being able to supply on a mental health level, because ultimately people got to know that they're worthy, right? People got to know that they're worthy in order to be able to, you know, be an entrepreneur. I was being an entrepreneur, but I didn't know that I was being an entrepreneur the entire time I'm in the streets. I didn't realize that. And you know, and even now, just being vulnerable, like there's times where I'd be in these meetings and some of these words get to flying so fast, I'd be spinning in circles. Like I'd be like, man, like, so I make sure to record my meetings so I can listen back to it, right? But just from that point, I know that other people like me that may have a difficulty making that transition from hustler, you know what I'm saying, you know, illegally, or just even hustling, you know, not fully, right? You know, taking them from that level, if they have the passion to make it, you know, to where they can scale and operate on their own and things like that. I want to be able to do that for other people, because if I had that opportunity, I wouldn't have got shot 5 years ago. Like, you know, you know what I mean? There's a total different life I could have lived. So I want to make sure to provide that for my people on that level. So that's what prompted Mobile Black Wall Street. I know that was kind of, I get excited.
Ashe, we appreciate that. Look, listen to me.
Hey. Big gratitude. Hey, I know about the Ashe. No. Hey, you said something earlier. You said something earlier, and I ain't want to get too hyped about it, man. But you know, just on a manifestation level, like I ain't want to get too hype about it because that's a part of being present. So my bad, but I digress.
All right, that was a great inspiration, Lee. What about you, Tanya? What inspired entrepreneurship for you?
Well, I'm not from Cincinnati. I've been planted here. I was a military person. I retired in 2010, and my biggest thing was I couldn't work for anybody else anymore. I've been I as you say, I was broken, and I couldn't go back to following orders anymore. And so the
Mhm.
best thing I could do for myself is try to figure out what my passion is. So I started out doing social media for other people. I used to go out to California, do the red carpet events and stuff like that. And then what happened was I was like, I'm out here chasing after them, and they're on the red carpets, they're living their dream. And I'm like, what is it that I like? So I came back, and after a long period of personal development, I realized that my passion is helping people find their voice. And I created my podcast about 2.5 years ago. And my premise is usually asking people a little bit about what you do is like, how do they create or how do they come to what they do, and how can we encourage other people to step out of their comfort zone? So I encourage people just to share their stories, because there's power in stories.
Yeah.
And what I'm finding a lot of times is some of the guests that I have on never considered themselves as podcast worthy. And
Mm,
so I love having conversations because they don't think they have something of value to offer. But then once we get into the conversation, I realize there's a whole bunch of stuff that you have that you can help somebody else. So that's what inspires me to keep going. And so I just love helping people find their message and share their message, because this is a noisy world. And
Yeah.
if you can get
Agreed.
somebody to help you share it, that's what I'm here for. I'm going to get you out there.
That's what's up.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love
Mm-hmm.
it. So I'm hearing so much when it comes to what inspired you, and I love it. I'm hearing purpose. I'm hearing, because that's the only choice I had, and I'm just loving it. I know one of the reasons why I chose entrepreneurship is because I was an entrepreneur. Like since I was probably about 8 years old, I would say I've been
Mhm.
doing. I did hair and babysat up until like I was making so much money doing hair at 16. People would come and say, back then, I'm not that old. That's like
I know you did make yourself sound
right.
old,
Like
sis.
this, that was in the 2000s, still in the 2000s. But people were able to come borrow like hundreds of dollars from me because I was always able to make my own money. I remember my first time ever making $100. I was 12 years old, babysat six of my cousins when my family had to get together, and so entrepreneurship was easy. I think I only worked 4 jobs my entire life, and that's just
Mhm.
because one. I like working for myself, but then the biggest thing that really pushed me to become an entrepreneur is that my family, my children, I'm a mother of 7, and you can't work too many jobs that's going to help you
Mhm.
provide the comfortable lifestyle you want and to be able to raise a family and take care of them. And so I had to find out what my passion was, what my skills were, and what I wanted to do, and literally created something out of anything.
Yes.
So I'm super excited just to have this conversation with you guys. So we're talking about navigating from small business owner to CEO. One of the things that requires when it comes to that navigation is working with people. Bring how when knowing to know one in learning well knowing when to bring people in, how to bring those people in. My biggest thing, how to delegate the work because you're so used to doing it yourself, being able to like literally take all the jobs that you do and make those into different positions. Has that been something that you guys had to navigate with or looking to start jumping into or already doing?
I'd like to jump in on this one because
Okay.
like I said, I'm retired military, so I already know how to delegate as much as I can, because that's what they taught us all throughout our military career as we continue to rise. So the biggest thing they always taught us in the military is to bring on somebody, you have to like basically teach them out of your job. So the thing is, know
Mhm.
what your job is, describe what your job is, write it down, put it in as key as you can. And then when you're ready to scale up, you know how to fill that position for the next person. So you're working yourself out of your job, and you're looking for people who can provide that next step to so you can go on to your thing. So I carp I always say I mess this word up. compartmentalized my military expense.
Yeah.
Because when I left the military, I tried to leave it behind, but every time I turned around, it was something that keeps coming up in all the conversations. And I remember working with Mr. Mark Gibbons, who was on your show before, but he was
Shout
like,
out, Mark.
yeah, he brought me up on how to get that going. And so now I try to delegate as much as I can to anybody. So I know because my time is of value. So I
It
know that
is. Oh
if
my
I'm
God.
taking if I got to add something to my schedule, the first thing I'm figuring out is what do I have to sacrifice first before I bring it in. And then what I do is, like I said, I try to explain it. I try to let the people know, hey, this is what you're going to come up for. And if you have any questions, of course, I'll help you. But this is why I'm bringing you on. And so that was a kind of an easy transaction because I was like, they've done taught me that from day one in the military to delegate. So I love it. But it does take a different kind of hat. So that's why I always say there's two hats. There's the employee hat and then there's the CEO hat. So sometimes I have to figure out which hat am I wearing. But yeah, I have no problem delegating anywhere.
Delegating. I'm happy you're not me because that's my thing.
Because you feel you can do it right. You feel like you know exactly how you want it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm learning that I'm probably a bit of a control freak. And it's not because I just gotta do it. It's just because like if I don't have to wait on anybody to do it, like you said, if I could just do it, I can get it done. But navigating from business owner to CEO, delegation, and building your staff and choosing the right staff, bringing the right people add to your business. They become a representation of what your business is. And so that is like a big thing as we begin navigation. Anybody else have that experience with bringing on employees and staff and growing?
Yeah, I have not in my real estate company, but in my clothing line company in the past. It's definitely hard to delegate tasks because the level of expectation is so high that when you tell someone that I need A, B, and C done, and then you know you can do it within 2 hours, and it's been 6 hours, and it's like, hey, you get that done, I had to do this. Hey, you get that done, I had to do this. Like, bro, are you gonna do it or not? Because I need this done. If you're not gonna be able to get this done, bro, just let me know. I'm gonna get it done myself. So I know for me, the level of expectation is definitely high, so high that I need to get stuff done. But I also know, like she said, with the time thing, like my time is valuable. So I just don't really know how to juggle the picking who's a good person to do this, who's a good person to do that. I'd rather just knock it all out on my own. I don't sleep that much anyway, so it ain't. I mean, I'm gonna make the time to do it. So,
well, we need you to get some rest, so you have to delegate.
Listen, I'm trying. I survive off power now. I just be going and going. About a couple hours there, couple hours there. But I do want to learn how to do it because I know eventually I will have to bring someone on because I got so much other stuff that's going on. I'm going to have to hire someone to be able to take care of this. But like she said, I have to be able to like train them to do what I would do so I don't have to do it. And even that in itself can be it can be difficult because you know how some people can be. So
right.
Man, like my bad.
No, I'm done. Go ahead.
Oh, I thought Aziza was gonna say something.
I was going to interject for a quick second because you said some key points, and then we'll come back to Natasha and Lee to get their response to the question. But this is one of the key reasons why we have the Hustle for Change business seminar, because that's one thing. How do we navigate? How do we grow? A lot of the experts and panels that we'll have on stage will be helping guide you through that. For example, Rise Business Solutions, like Tonia shouted out Mark, they have helped me with learning how to become that CEO, how to navigate, because there's a process. When you start getting into wanting to bring people into your business, you need HR, human resources. That got to be the first thing, because sometimes I'm not about to do it. I need somebody else to hire these people and all that kind of stuff.
And sit and do interviews.
Yes, but I didn't know that until I got good business mentorship, business coaching on how to navigate. So I just had to plug that in, y'all. Get y'all tickets to Hustle for Change, November 6th. Because these are the things that you need to know. Because once you know this stuff, you'll know how to navigate. But when you don't know, you're not going to act on it, and you're going to still work yourself, being tired and not having time to do the things that you want to do to expand, because you're constantly, you don't know how to navigate, you don't know how to expand. So, make sure you check out Hustle for Change, November 6th, because these questions and things we're talking about are all going to be addressed. So Leah and Natasha.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, Lee. I went first the last time. You can go.
I appreciate you.
And she
So so I don't even want to mount this from a space of like I got it figured out. I truthfully don't. But I do know that there's something that on a personal development level, I know Tonia may be able to know exactly what I'm talking about. There's something called the ladder of learning, right? So it's 4 parts, right? And it's at the lowest level, it's unconscious incompetent. I don't know, and I don't know how to work it. Then there's conscious incompetence. I know what it is, but I don't know how to work it. Then there's conscious competence. I know what it is and I know how to work it, but every time I get in it, I'm focused on what I'm doing. I'm making sure I put the blinkers on. I'm making sure I got my seatbelt. You know what I'm saying? I'm checking on my, you're doing all of that. And then there's unconscious competence, right? Where I can do it and I don't even have to think about doing it. Like, as soon as I put my hand on the steering wheel, I can just start taking a phone call, right? Well, the only reason I bring it up is because I know that, on an entrepreneurial level, there's sometimes where we get to a level of mastery and it's at the unconscious competence level. And it's like, then you're telling me that I need to write SOPs about that. It's like, well, wait, like I've done it without having to think about it for years now. Like you're telling me I got to unpack this and make a step by step for everybody. Like, and that is one of those things to throw out there, because I'm like, I'm going through that process with many of the processes that we got going on back here. And that's why it's so important that you make sure that if you know that your expertise, like I know I'm better at dealing with people than I am dealing with HR, same thing as Isa said, I'm going to make sure I align myself with some partners that know how to deal with this kind of stuff and be able to guide me in the right direction, so I can be able to reap the benefits. Because, being able to have good SOPs and a good understanding of what needs to be done to delegate those tasks can allow you hours of production and still be able to maintain your hours of life that you spent to automate your business. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. So I'm still working on it, but I get it.
Hey, you listen to Kevin Trudeau? That's where you got them 4 things from? Because that's where I
No,
from.
I got it from the book he probably read. It's this book called Psycho-Cybernetics.
Okay.
I'm reading that right now.
That's my favorite.
Oh my God, I'm in it right now.
Hold on. Like, so right now, right? Like, I'm literally like, this is probably like my 6th go through of the book, like actual go through, but I'm always referencing it because it has so much active just information. So that right there, I'm actually working on a video series where I go through portions of this book and just talk about it, because it has so much to do with the self-image, and the self-image is key to whatever you want to do. Like, so
Dropping gems, okay?
I'm with you. I'm on the Psycho-Cybernetics. We're there. We are there.
Yes. Man, I'm excited. My bad. I digress. I gotta digress again. I gotta contain myself.
It's okay. No, we need that energy. Entrepreneurship, we need that energy.
Yes.
What has been your experience with just having the right people to bring on your team, especially because you work at a salon? Shouts out, I get my nails, makeup, lashes, all that good stuff.
Word.
Of course, with my business, it's unique in a way because it's a beauty industry business, and you can typically work for yourself. And not to bring up color, but I find myself having a salon, finding not necessarily the right people, just finding people in general. I mean, I've only been open 16, 17 months, and I've already went through 5 or 6 people. And they've been here like, okay, so not to put anyone on blast, but it's always a circumstance. And from what I've observed, like I have 3 children. I've been an entrepreneur, since 2010, 2011. And I just find like a lot of excuses, or a lot of people don't have like the drive or the tenacity that you have, or the courage that you have. Or on the other end of the spectrum, you have a lot of licensed professionals, beauty professionals, who work in their own suite. And they don't want to, to team build for some reason. So for me, it's a little challenging because, one, I try to attract people who are like me, sort of, or who are like-minded like me. I'm not gonna say like me, but who are like-minded, who are positive-minded, drama-free, know how to be professional. So it can be challenging sometimes, finding the right people, for one. 2, finding someone who wants a team build. For some reason, within our community, which is changing, there is a paradigm shift happening. So I cannot ignore that. There is an awakening happening across, okay? And we have Black women and Black men who do want to work together. So I'm not saying that they're not out there. I'm awaiting to meet you guys. Because a lot of other salons, like our Asian salons or our Caucasian salons, and there's a team there. Okay. But for some reason, what I found with the Black salons, it's a little different. You have people who are, want to do their own thing, or they don't want to, take direction. So yeah, it can be challenging. But for the most part, it can happen. It's gonna happen. We're gonna find the right people, and they're gonna be here.
The right thing comes. And you know what, Natasha, you said something that's really important, and it's crazy how, like, all my episodes, someone says something that segues into my next question. And my next question was about how working together as businesses, collaborating, being able to merge can help grow and expand businesses. But for some reason in our community, that's so difficult. One, like you said, I feel like it's a lot of ego.
Oh, yes.
So much ego where everybody wants to be number one. Everyone needs to reach the top first. So when I reach the top, then I can give out, instead of like, yo, let's build up, let's do things together. Because I'm gonna tell you guys, I've been in this industry in media for 10 years, and I've had several teams myself. And most of the teams has always been everybody, they want to learn the wisdom that I have and take it and do their own thing. Which I'm okay, that's what it is. But I will tell you, this year, I finally feel like I found the right components. I found the right team of people to work with. And that brings me to this question, like, how do you pick? Wait, hold on, I got it right here. My phone went out. But how do you pick the right people who want to operate in excellence? And I know that's one thing that I feel that I have right now when it comes to my team, because everybody knows what their strength is. Everybody knows their role. Everybody.
Did you see how long it took you to get there? You've been in entrepreneurship how long?
Yes, I don't have probably like 4 staff for 10 years, and now I'm finally at the point where I have that team. And the crazy thing is, that team, a lot of those people that are on my team, they don't work for me. They have their own
thing going.
And we work as a partner because we understand that our collaboration as business partners are going to get us way more further than it would if we were just doing it ourselves. So it's not that ego there. It's that, okay, our main purpose and focus is, one, to uplift our communities, take care of our families, and get this business done. And I'm telling you, this has been the most, I guess, exciting year, because I'm not dealing with that low vibrational, I want to be the best, I want to be number one, I want to be on top. It's like, yo, we all gonna win. Like, if you can close this deal, like, my partner gonna alley-oop it and we gonna slam dunk it together. And then it works like that. And so, choosing the team that's gonna bring excellence is so important. And I think that's like one thing that I find it hard as a Black entrepreneur, because everybody wants to be number one. Everybody wants to be on top. So let's talk about that.
But they do exist. I'm like the M&Ms on Christmas night. He does exist. Oh, yeah, they do exist.
Most definitely.
Sure.
They do exist.
They really do exist. So That's one
So,
thing. So we have a few comments before we get everybody's feedback on what I just said. But Trezana Staples, aka my mama, she always gonna watch episodes.
Hey,
hey,
mom.
hey, what's going on?
Cover.
She says integrity and honesty is key for entrepreneurs and
And
personal
personal
business,
business.
which
Yeah.
I definitely feel so.
Absolutely.
We got a lot of scamming going on in our communities, and that's not operating in honesty or integrity. Even though I think this country scam, but that's like a whole nother episode.
That's all.
A whole nother episode. Then we got Carlton. Shout out Carlton. He said helping folks get that message out. Hey, let's talk. Yes, and that's what we're doing. We're having these real conversations about entrepreneurship and the things that we have to deal with in order to navigate, especially moving from that business owner to CEO mode. So, Montrey, I got a question for you. Tell me a little bit how does that go? Like you said, your clothing line, you have to deal with wanting to hire people, but when it comes to real estate, because that's a big business that everybody wants to jump in.
Yeah.
Have a team that works with you to bring the deals, or is it all you?
Kind of both. So we do have a team as far as my brokerage. We got about 10 real estate agents, 2 brokers, and a director. So we do all help each other on everything.
Mm-hmm.
But it is still kind of you're like your own business. You are like your own contractor, your own team when it comes to your actual deal. So even if like all of us on here, we might all get together to get the word out that we're able to help with your real estate needs, but still when it comes to you working with a client, like you still have to be the one to do it. So I do have another team when I have to work with my investors. Like I have contractors who I work with, plumbers, electricians, just about anything. I got about 3 or 4 backups on each one. So it's kind of like I got a small, I guess you could say like construction team who if I ever need any of these done for my deals or for my contract for whatever purpose, I know I can reach out to them and they'll get it done. But sometimes y'all know ain't always as consistent as they should be. And sometimes, and sometimes even though we all collaborate and we understand things do happen, sometimes people just disappear. So it is, it is difficult, like kind of fully trusting certain people, even if they are in that position, because in the back of my mind, I know if they don't get this done when I need it done, I still have to find someone to get it done to make sure that the transaction goes the way that it's supposed to go.
Right.
So it is, it is difficult to toggle back and forth, but I'm a hustler by nature. So I'm gonna get the job done regardless, even if I gotta go pick somebody up, take them to the house, get this done, drop them back off, take pictures and send it to the clients. I'm gonna make sure it gets done. So it's a little bit of
it's still a process. Tonia, what about you? Like you do the media world. Do you have a team, and does your team help you to grow in business?
Well, here's the thing is I haven't really brought the team in on the media thing. What's really helped me is I do what they call Meetup Pro. I don't know if anybody's familiar with meetup.com, but I run an organization on that group. And what I did was instead of me, most of the time I think, well, how many events can I do? And I'm thinking, again, my time is important. So what I did was I met people while I was doing the podcast interviews, and I know their struggle. So I was listening to their stories. And what I do now is I invite the entrepreneurs or the coaches to join me on the meetup group as a co-organizer, and they host the events. So what it is I don't I best I can explain is I own the channel, like I own the network. And then I look for people who want to host shows. And for what I do is they're 1099ers or whatever you say. So they're not working for me, but we collaborate to help. I help them get their message out. I help them grow in the leadership, and I help them do the follow-up part. They stay consistent by helping me entertain the group and grow the group that way. So we work at like a collaboration together. But the team thing is that came from doing the podcast, which carried over to what I do. So I tried to get away from the leadership aspect, but I guess it's been so entrenched in my upbringing through the military, I cannot help but develop people along the way. And so the biggest thing I learned doing the podcast, which carries over to what I do, is I listen to what their dream is, what their ambition, what their goal is. And then I try to figure out how I can support them in that. And then that's how we've been able to build the team to go forward that way, because I'm not trying to change them to do what I need them to do. I'm
Yes.
helping them do what they need to do, and I can help them, in my best abilities. So that's how the team thing has been working for me. I find collaborators and I just do my part, they do their part, and we end up working it together. So we're not competing with egos because we're not doing the same thing. I don't know if that explains it, but
No.
that's how
You're
it's been
empowering
working.
people.
I empower people. So I do my thing, they do their
Mhm.
thing, and we come together and we can build it that way. So we're not competing with each other.
Mhm.
I love
That's
that.
beautiful.
I love
I had to choose a
Mhm.
competitive industry. It's nothing but ego in this beauty industry. You hear me?
But that's interesting because, like you said, you can go to most like Asian salons that have, that do
A team.
nails, makeup, and it's a whole team. Like everybody's
team.
in there working. You don't even know who the owner is.
You go to
Because
Mitchell's with 6, 7 people in there.
they're
waiting on
working,
you.
but you don't see that in Black salons unless you go to Atlanta. Like I've seen it there.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's that competitiveness. I think it could be the competitiveness, and then like a lot of people don't have the drive to
Yeah.
that's a thing. So
Can I add to something that Mr. Lee mentioned earlier too? And I think it comes down to, if you stay, you can only rise to the level of your level of excellence, right? So if we set the standard of, I'm going to be a lifetime learner, to continue to learn, to grow, like said Mr. Lee, he's reading I can't even say psycho-cybernetics and stuff like that.
Yes.
But you're always improving. You're always trying to grow yourself. So if you're growing yourself, you can't help but bring other people, because your vibration is different. You don't have that same mentality as somebody else. So therefore, you're not competing with the same people, and you don't see them in the same fashion, because you're like, you do you, I love you, I honor you, but I'm going to do me, and this is how we roll. Now, if you want to stay with me, we gotta learn. We gotta, you break that. It's your ground. You create the culture. So that's the way my mind. I set the standards. This is what's going to happen. This is how we're going to handle it. If you're not there, we need to bring it up. And how do we do that? If you need to, learn some things or go through, you teach them to bring him up, because you set the standard by your energy.
Absolutely.
I love
I'm getting good goosebumps right now.
You gotta say, Lee, because I know you ready. You were holding it.
Yeah, I was. So so you're spot, all y'all are really spot on. I think it comes down to, I think it really has to do with two things on the biggest scale possible, right? I think when people think about when they think through the lens of survival mode, right? Well, survival mode is like, there is one loaf of bread on this table and it's 10 of us. You know what I'm saying? I need to get my slice right now, but the truth is, that's only a matter of what we're looking at. And ultimately, I think vision is what's so important, because if you can expand your vision to be able to see the value and not just the bag, because there's value and then there's a bag. Both of those are different. You know what I mean? But outside of that, if we're able to expand the way we can see, we can understand that, there's abundance everywhere. It's not just only a finite amount of abundance and a finite amount of this bag, or a finite, there's a bakery, there's Klostermans around here. You know what I mean? So with that being said, if we quit focusing on just
the bag,
the right in front of us, you know what I mean? We can see the abundance, and if there's abundance, then there's no need to compete. What am I going to compete with you about if there's an infinite amount of value to be obtained out of countless situations, but we just all we gotta do is just change our view, right? So vision is a big thing. Being able to see value in things is a big thing, separate from just a bag, and that also contributes to partnerships, right? And that's why the alley-oop that Aziza was talking about is so easy, because it's like, okay, it adds value to me by saying I can refer Aziza in this situation, and Aziza gonna do what she does best. That makes me look good. That's valuable, because when I need to call, I'll get how that goes. But so value, vision, and changing the scarcity vision to an abundance vision. I think those three things right there contribute to, moving the ego out the way and making sure to select people that actually fit into the mold of where we're going.
I like that, value and vision.
Yeah,
that
value and vision. That's nice. That's one.
Yeah, I like that.
Hey, gratitude. What? Hey, it gotta be goosebumps out here, man. Y'all gotta stop.
I love this conversation, y'all. For anybody just tuning in, this is the Hustle Motivate podcast. We are here representing for the Hustle for Change business seminar happening on November 6th. We got Wallow and Gilly coming. I did have a commercial for y'all with them on there, but it don't work. So hopefully we'll get it together when we do our pop-up episode Friday. But I'm here with this amazing panel of business owners, and we're talking about that path from navigating to small business owner to CEO. And what that requires is you being able to expand, but that's a difficult thing sometimes, especially for Black businesses, is because, we got to learn how to work together. And sometimes that gets hard. Sometimes it gets hard.
It's changing, though.
It's changing.
It is.
Changing. Manifesting teams over here, okay?
Yes.
Definitely changing.
They out here.
And teams are happening.
Yeah,
I'm
and
gonna just wipe my stage, and hopefully they'll just smell that and just come this way.
I was gonna say, and exactly what Lee said with the value and the vision, right? We're always in competition because we feel like there's not going to be enough for us. And we only see things on a small scale. We only see the things that's right in front of us. If we value ourselves more, we'll know that, there's only one loaf of bread on the table. But that's just today. This is not the only table. There's a table over there. There's a table over there. There's a table over there. If it's 10 of us, I can go get this loaf of bread. He can go work and getting that loaf of bread back. They can get that. Then maybe by the end of the week, we got 10 loaves of bread for 10 people. Now we're able to put them 10 loaves together. We might be able to bake something, make something else, shake. Now we might be able to feed a whole generation. And we still able to all do what we need to do, for ourselves. It is like you said, a scarcity. We got to change our vision to be able to understand, like, we have a lot of things that we can accumulate in a time frame. Don't just settle for what you see right here.
Right now.
Like, don't just settle for the small bag. Don't just settle for what's here. And also we have to value ourselves, like as a team, as a culture, as a community. We have to value the next person enough to know I'm not going to do harm to them, because if I do harm to them, it might create a negative ripple effect in their life, in their business, in their transaction, in their system or whatever. And if this one thing goes wrong, it can mess up 20 things down the line. And 4 of those 20 things I could have benefited from.
Yep. You cut yourself out.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, we have to value ourselves enough to know this is not the only thing that's available. And we can do a lot better together than we can do separately.
Absolutely. Man, I gotta say one more thing. I'm so grateful, man. I'm so grateful for you even expounding on that, because it's really, really true. And I gotta do a shameless plug here, right? So Mobile Black Wall Street, we're working on our first really, really big initiative, and it's 100,000, and that is to provide the tools to consistently put $100,000 a year into 100,000 Black households. And we got a 10-year goal on it. The reason why is because of that very reason, right? Let's think of a bigger goal that's bigger than my current stance, that requires me to develop myself into a better person. in order to obtain, you know, to contribute more to something like that. You know what I mean? And you know, and it's a product. It's a product of that vision and being able to understand your value and what you bring to the table, because you don't want to sit there and be bringing nothing to the table that, you know, that, I mean, you do it, but you don't feel no real passion behind it. You don't feel no drive to get up and do it. You know what I mean? Look, I mean, look, the jobs I worked, it was because of the same thing. Like, look, I worked in there for like 4 months, 3 months, 2 months, and left. Like, I just got tired of it because the vision wasn't aligning with anything that mattered to me or the people that mattered to me. Like, you know what I mean? So, you know, just having something bigger to shoot for, just, you know, if it matters, just the causation is for you to get bigger. You know what I mean? So, so like, and that's across the board. And if you becoming bigger and you becoming bigger around me, and we talking about the same goals, man, well, hold on, what are you reading? Like, you know what I mean? What you know, like, what program are you on? Like, you know what I mean? Like, are you found that on Indeed? Okay, I didn't know they had a, you know what I mean? That type of stuff. So yeah, and you know, and like-minded people, like Natasha said, that are willing to even grow with you, man. Like that stuff goes a long way. My bad. I get excited. My bad. I digress.
Bro, quit a podcast for you being great, bro. You don't got to.
Yeah, you're dropping jewels. So we're coming up on the last few minutes. We're coming up on the last few minutes of our show tonight. It actually went by so fast. But yeah, I want to give everyone an opportunity to share how we can get in touch with you, how can we follow you, what products or services or what business you have to share on the platform. Please tell us. And then it's 2 steps. You got to give us your information. And then I always end every interview episode that I do. What are your 3 tips of advice that you can pass on to the next entrepreneur to help them on their journey?
Hold on, I gotta write this down because
you know, it's out there. But what are your 3 tips of advice that you can pass to the next entrepreneur?
Okay, so 3 tips for entrepreneurs, and then
and give your information on how we can contact you and get in touch to follow. So while everybody's writing their 3 tips down like it's a test.
No, I just finished writing out what you said.
I know, right?
Everybody wrote it down.
Like, everybody had to grab a pen.
Look, I ain't grabbed no pen. I was just gonna wait on y'all to say it a couple times, and I was gonna remember the formula, right?
No,
I was gonna try to be slick.
Again, everybody, thank you all for tuning in. This is the Hustle and Motivate podcast presented by the Hustle for Change Business Seminar happening in Cincinnati, Ohio, November 6th. Wallow and Gilly from $1 Million Worth of Game will be in the building. You need to be in the building. This is one of the premier business seminars to hit the city, and we're all about building Black business, Black entrepreneurship, Black generational wealth. And the one way that we can do that is by growing and understanding and navigating through business. Like the conversation we talked about tonight is moving from business owner to CEO. One of those core steps into that is bringing on staff, bringing on a team, working with people to help you grow your business. And like we said, it's a paradigm shift. We know that hasn't been a good, I would say, I think the 90s, even though I feel like that's the best music era of all time.
That's the best everything ever.
Yeah, but played a very crucial role in the degeneration of our community. Because before the 90s, we were into the political game as far as how politics affected our community. We had Black Wall Streets. You know, we organized better. We worked together more. It was a sense of family. When that 90s came in, even though we love the music and it's the best time, but it brought drugs, crack, cocaine, tore up the community. We got hip hop music. I love hip hop, but that was used and weaponized against us to program our minds. That's when you had Boys in the Hood, all the gangster killing movies like that. That shifted how our community operated. And so now we're at this point where all this destruction has been done. How do we rebuild? How do we bring back the Black Wall Streets? And that's why we're having these conversations. That's why we're having the Hustle for Change business seminar. That's why I do what I do, because at the end of the day, no one's going to fix the problems that we face in our community except us. So I've enjoyed this conversation, y'all. Thank you so much for being a part of this. So we're going to go through each speaker. let's talk about where we can find more information about you. What are your 3
You
tips?
gotta repeat it.
Gotta refer to your notes real quick.
Right.
Make sure that's what you wrote. Oh, who won first?
You can go. Let's go start with Lee.
Okay. So you go to my email is mblackws513@gmail.com. You can go to mobileblackwallstreet.com. You can find me on Instagram, Mobile Black Wall Street, or you can go follow my personal page, but that's irrelevant. Then there's the other question was 3 tips that we can make sure to leave off with people, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
3 tips to make sure to leave off with people. Don't just learn to harbor, learn to apply. Vibration is real.
Look at Lee preacher tonight. Okay.
And don't sacrifice your vision for anybody.
Oh, yes.
I love it.
That's what I got.
That's dope. Okay, well, I guess I can go next.
There you go.
So again, I'm Natasha, owner of Creative Culture Nails and Makeup LLC in Cincinnati, Ohio. You can find us on Instagram at Creative Culture Cincy. You see how I talk when I say us. It's really me, but it's us. You can find us on Instagram at Creative Culture Cincy. You can also find us on Twitter at CC Nail and Makeup. Okay, we are rated 5 stars, nothing but 5-star Google reviews all day long. Okay, we do amazing, amazing services. So 3 tips that I have for entrepreneurs: trust in yourself and trust in your vision. You have to trust in your vision. Starting out, a lot of people are not going to believe in you. You're going to have to believe in you, and you're going to have confidence and trust in your vision. 2 is dream big. I know that sounds so cliche. Like, really, let me tell you, my dream's so big. I'm just like, it scares me sometimes because I'm like, if I can't even find the right team, how am I get all the way up there? But dream big. And last but not least, hopefully this don't go over too many people's heads, but definitely tap into yourself, tap into your powers to co-create your life and co-create your reality. We have to learn that we really do have power as a people. And you got to bring it down from the quantum to the physical. Definitely.
What? Don't,
and I'm telling myself that too, y'all. Like, it is really a daily mantra to reprogram myself to believe that I deserve everything that I want. So just bring it down from the quantum to the physical. Okay.
I love it.
Look at Lee. He ready to try.
Are you familiar with Joe Dispenza?
No.
That's my homie. Yeah.
That's the. You talking about quantum?
The white guy with the red hair.
Man, yeah, you talking about quantum.
I know who you talking about. I follow him on IG. Yeah.
See, yeah, my bad. I get excited when I hear something like that. You talking about quantum co-creation. Wait a minute, like, my bad. I get excited about that kind of stuff. Hold on, my bad.
But go ahead.
Yeah, it is.
Tanya, you want to go next?
Sure. You can find me on my company's name, Confident Strides. That's confidentstrides.com. I'm on Confident Strides on IG. I'm on Tonia Taylor on TikTok, but you still probably find me under Confident Strides. I use that hashtag for everything. And then my podcast is on Apple Podcasts under Coffee with Tea on Confident Strides. And my 3 tips, I have to refer to my notes, right? So,
I'm sorry, what's your IG? Did you say your IG?
Confident Strides.
Okay. All right. Sorry, go ahead.
My tip number 1 is become a lifetime learner. Elevate that mind so you can bring in the energy for what you need. This was don't try to be a hero in somebody else's life. Be their guide, because people are always looking to be transformed. So, and don't be afraid to try. Failure can sometimes be the best teacher.
Yes. Great. See, these
Those are
three
just
tips
so
be
dope
powerful.
tips.
The
Yeah,
three tips be powerful because
they
everybody
be powerful as hell.
This is
All right,
powerful.
it's time for Montrey to bring it home. He about to hit us. He about to hit us right now.
Hey, right. He
I
did
just
the
got
Birdman
hey,
hands.
He been
I don't got
quiet
no
right
quantum. I don't got nothing. But if y'all want to follow me, y'all can follow me on Facebook. Deuce Deal, DEUCE. Deal as in Let's Make a Deal. That's my personal page. My business page is Montrey Deal, Realtor. That's gonna be on there. On my IG, you can check me out on To The Deal 2, like the number 2, THE, Deal, DEAL number 2. And you can also follow me on Infinite Homes Realty on IG. Because Infinite Homes Realty, well, the possibilities are endless. You want to get a house, we're going to get you in a house. You want to sell a house, we're going to sell a house.
Yeah.
And then my website for my clothing line is feelingrich.com, FEELNRICH.com. I know I got a lot of links, man. 7 streams of income, become a millionaire. I'm working on all of it.
Yes.
My 3 tips. The first one is make every day count. I ain't worried about being popular. I'm trying to be productive.
I know that's right.
My second one, write it down and make it plain. That's pretty self-explanatory. And the third one, love yourself enough to hold yourself accountable and know when you need to make adjustments.
I love it.
Yeah, we needed notes just for the tips, sis.
Come on, man.
The tips be fire. I can't.
Can we have
Carl said this was a powerful episode. It was a very powerful episode.
Can we have like one where it's just like a powwow, everybody that was on there just dropping tips?
Enough time in the world for that episode.
Okay, all right, my bad. I just know that's exciting, man. I'm excited listening to these tips, man.
That's like a whole mastermind situation. You can't
that's why you gotta come to Hustle for Change. You got to come.
November the 6th, we in Cincinnati.
Like this is your Hustle for Change family. Like everybody that I have brought on this panel in some kind of way have been a part of her part of Hustle for Change. For example, Montrey, I didn't meet him until we started the event back in June. We were promoting in Louisville. He was our guide. He made sure that we were able to send flyers and tap into as many as Black businesses that we could the whole time we was there. He literally made it so much easy. And they know us from a paint nothing, but showed that love, and that's what it's about. So, he's gonna be at Hustle for Change as a vendor in the building. I know Lee, the Mobile Black Wall Street Pavilion. Anybody interested in vending, hit him up. We're gonna get you a spot. There's plenty of vending spaces left, and they're selling out. Like, I'm gonna just say that you better get your spot now if you don't have your spot. I know Tonia, she's gonna be on our panel as one of our panelists. Natasha's gonna be there. I know she's doing my makeup. I'm gonna try to get her on stage. I don't know what she's gonna do, but I already recruited her. She gonna be there. I said you gotta do my makeup, so you're gonna be there. But everybody that's have been a part of this podcast, we're entrepreneurs, business owners, but we are here just for this event, and the ultimate goal is to get this information to our community, because this is what's going to build the generational wealth. Like, I'm trying to make sure I take care of not just my children, but their children's children. And I got 7, y'all. So y'all know when my kids grow up, I'm about to have hella grandbabies.
Okay, this gonna be the whole Lance family.
Man, I need I need 10 acres or more. So
man, every child need a company. Every child need a business building.
Exactly. Like, I'm trying to buy my kids LLCs for their birthday. Like, and that's actually what my daughter's birthday gift. Like, she wants to start her own business. She turned 14. I'm getting her LLC. We're gonna get it started. Ain't no time.
That's live. That's live. I love that.
So thank you everybody for being a part of this podcast. This was so amazing. I love the energy. Please follow these amazing business people. I know you're gonna gain something beautiful from them. You're gonna, you're just gonna grow. What book you got? What book is that?
It's my I got a homie, Montez. He got a Silent Cry, Loud Victories.
Okay.
It's a great book. My brother wrote this book, Ride. Patrick Bryant. Then the homie Henry C. Murphy in Atlanta, God Bless the Entrepreneur.
That sounds like something I would want to read right there.
So I try to tap in with everything that we doing for our culture. So I'm heavy on education with my daughter. So anytime there's a Black author that drop a book, we get that mug. Like,
I love it. I love it.
My
Okay,
homie
before we go, can I just ask you? So I was looking for you on IG, Confident Strides, and then how do you? Because I can't find you.
Confident Strides.
Oh, confident, not confident.
Yeah, confident.
Yeah.
I'm a walker, so that's where I get my strength from. Confident
I know
Strides.
that's right.
And I will definitely follow you back.
So Mobile Black and my brother To the Deal too. I followed y'all.
Oh, I want to give a shout out to Mr. Mark because I connected with him over years ago, and he said to me his thing. He gave a presentation. I was on doing a network marketing thing, and he said it struck. He said there's no competition, and I was like, what? That was the first time I ever heard it. So shout out to Mr. Mark for that one.
Man,
It stuck with me for years.
Yes, Mark.
There's no competition. We collaborate.
There you go.
That's the OG. He gonna be a speaker on the panel. Like he was on the first episode. You already know the wisdom he got. So he about to come the OG in the game.
Yeah.
And that's all. I know he in shape. I know he getting Lee in shape. Like we ain't about to be nothing to play with. So
for sure.
Make sure that you're in the building to just, get this information, get this knowledge. I'm super excited. Again, thank you all for being a part of this episode tonight. We will be back. Yes, we will be back Friday, y'all. We got a bonus episode. We are bringing comedian Big Boo Man onto the platform. He has his live taping here in Cincinnati at OTR. He is comical.
He's hilarious.
He's hilarious. So I'm excited to bring him on because he has been such an inspiration. In addition to being funny, just his journey and seeing him blossom into the man that he is super amazing. So I know we're going to get some gems with that. So make sure y'all come right back here this Friday, 7 p.m. Come check us out. And then we're going to be back with a whole nother episode on Wednesday with a whole new panel. Hey, you may even see one of these people just come back on here because we doing this until November 6th. Hustle for Change. Get your tickets. Tickets are selling out. Get your vending spots. They're selling out. We're about to put the whole city on fire. So thank you guys so much for being a part of this event. Thank you for being here. And until next time, y'all. Peace.
Peace.
I'm gonna try to play a commercial for y'all one last time so y'all can get all the information. If it don't play, then it's a wrap, y'all. I'm gonna just put it out there. If it does not play, then I'm gonna just give up. And it's not playing for me at all. Like I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna get it together when we come back Friday. But thank you guys for being a part of this episode. Until next time, y'all. Peace.